When it came to soundboards, no company really stood out until Rode created the RodeCaster Pro. It was a large soundboard that had about 8 different inputs, including your Bluetooth, other XLR cables, and so on. And I actually bought one of those when they came out, and I used it pretty religiously when I streamed on Twitch. And then Rode announced the RodeCaster Pro 2, which is a really nice piece of gear. Basically the RodeCaster Pro 1, but just revamped. It just made it so much more intuitive and useful for any creator. After that, they released the RodeCaster Duo, which is this little guy. And it's basically the RodeCaster Pro 2 condensed into one smaller piece of gear. It does have less inputs, but it still does everything you want it to, especially for a lot of small to mid-sized creators. You probably won't be having 8 inputs into your stream or videos anyways. So for small streamers and content creators, getting a RodeCaster Duo was gonna be, and still is, one of the better options when choosing a soundboard, because the RodeCaster Pro 2 just has way too many inputs. You're not going to be using all 8 of them. Surprisingly enough, the RodeCaster Duo still has all the sound effects that come with the RodeCaster Pro 2. That's really nice. But then Rode did something. They released the Rode Streamer X, and it's tied down, so I can't really pull it any further, but this is what it looks like. This little guy is extremely powerful, and it does what this can do with a few extra features. Now, to be fully transparent, Rode did send this to me, and they sent me the RodeCaster Duo and the RodeCaster Pro 2, and I told them that I probably won't be able to make any content. I'm too busy, and they said, fine, that's no big deal. Just let us know what you think of the product. So they sent it to me. They didn't even tell me they were sending this. They sent the RodeCaster 2, the RodeCaster Duo, and that was that. That's kind of what they said they would send. And then just a couple of weeks later, they sent the Rode's. Why are there so many complicated names? Rode Streamer X. And then just a couple of weeks ago, they sent the Rode Streamer X. They didn't even tell me it was coming. But Rode doesn't sponsor me. They don't pay me in any way. They just sent me free gear, including the mic arm and so many different things. So Rode, I appreciate you just sending me gear. That's really nice of you. So for a streamer, the RodeCaster Duo is definitely going to be a better option than the RodeCaster Pro 2, simply because this form factor is huge and you don't need all of the features and inputs you have with this RodeCaster Pro Duo 2. Not Duo. So that's why I recommended the RodeCaster Duo, because it's so much more useful for streamers and it cuts that budget a little bit as well. But then the Rode Streamer X came out. Now, this is a really nice little piece of gear. So first you can see that I've got my HDMI from my main camera going into the back of this little guy. I've got my headphones, power in or a power supply, and this goes to my computer so that I can send my visuals or video to my computer, which is in OBS right now. And you can see that if I turn off the camera in OBS, it completely turns it off. It looks really nice too. So let's say your dad walks in stream shirtless and for some reason your chat just doesn't like to see a hairy chest. You can go ahead and turn your video off really quickly and then turn it on and it's right back up. Now you might notice that you have all the info from the camera on screen. In OBS, you can turn that off with settings on your camera. Now with a Canon M50, often people try and remove the info on screen, but they can't. So most of the time they're using the Canon M50 Mark I. This is the Canon M50 Mark II. This allows you to be able to turn off the on-screen display so that in OBS Studio, your chat isn't seeing all of the info on stream. That's one little thing about this guy. So it's really nice to be able to put your DSLR into your Rode Streamer X and then into your computer, just like a regular capture card. However, the thing that's different about this guy is that you can also have it for your XLR cable, or even let's say you have a microphone on your headset that comes out to your mouth, you can put that in this little guy too. And the cool thing is it's also got the sound effects. So it's got these pads and you can cycle through the different presets here that you've set and you can press them to whatever you like. Now, I haven't installed any of the software on this computer. I turned my computer on, connected the Streamer X to the computer, and it works. I just put the input on my OBS just like any other video capture device, and it's good to go. If I hit the sound pad, you'll see that it shows up in the streaming software, which is super nice. And I can also choose to mute my microphone right over here. I believe, okay, it doesn't mute the sound pads that go to the stream, so you have to keep that in mind. But you can switch between the inputs. So Let's say you want to choose your XLR input on the back here. You go ahead and choose the left microphone there. You press it again. You can choose the headphone/microphone input, and you can adjust the volume or the input really of that. Let's say you connected this to your phone because it has Bluetooth capabilities. You can adjust the volume of your phone, which is going into here, which is also going into your stream. So that's extremely nice. You have 3 controls or 3 input controls with the touch of this button, and you can adjust it. It does have a kind of indicator of how far or how loud or how sensitive the input is. Same thing with the headphones. You can choose to mute your headphones so you don't hear anything, and then you can obviously turn it back on and adjust its volume. Now you can choose to have phantom power. I'm going to turn the phantom power off with the button on the back. So at its basic functionality, that's that. But this little guy has so much more. So check this out. There's another USB-C input or output, I should say, on the back of this little guy, which you can send to a second computer. So this basically allows you to have a dual PC stream, just like, let's say, the Go XLR or the Go XLR Mini. Those pieces of equipment allow you to send an output to your stream and then an input into this device. This does that too. So you can connect 2 computers to this at once. So let's say you have a gaming computer, you connect to your computer because it's number 1, it's listed there, set that to your main computer. Then the second output here, put that to your stream PC, and you can send your video and your audio into that stream PC and get it to your main computer at the same time. That's something that no other device does, and it makes me wonder why this little guy hasn't come out before. It's taken a long time for something like this to happen, and I think Rode has kind of seen the need of streamers or content creators in general, and Rode's like, yeah, okay, let's just make something for them because they need it. And it's amazing to have everything all in one. You don't need a separate soundboard. You don't need an external capture card or anything like that. It's all in one. This is it. This is all you need. Your microphone, your cable that goes to it, connect it to your computer, connect your camera to it. That's it. You're set. You've got your audio and video all set in one device. One other neat little feature is there's a pass-through feature on the back of this. You can send that to, let's say, an external monitor. You have it facing you so you can see what your camera is seeing. Let's say it doesn't have a flippy screen, which most cameras do these days anyways. But let's say you have a camera that doesn't do that. You can have a pass-through feature into an external monitor and you can see what your camera sees. That's really nice. I like that. Now I will mention that, of course, I didn't install the software of the Streamer X on my computer. It's completely plug and play. You don't have to use the software if you don't want to. And the microphone quality sounds great. I'm going to test that in just a minute. But you can install the software for the Rode Streamer X, and you will get some of the virtual options that you get with the RodeCaster Pro 2 or the RodeCaster Duo. Either way, you can essentially have a virtual board of what this looks like, and you can control volumes and inputs and stuff. You get, I think, 3 inputs. You got your main XLR input, your headphone/microphone input if you've got that dual connection, and your phone input. You might have an extra couple virtual inputs too, not including, of course, the sound pads that you have there. So you've got that input on your virtual software in the Rode Streamer X software. So now Rode has basically turned this into this, and it's a fraction of the cost. A huge chunk was taken out of your budget by this big guy. So I really like the fact that Rode has kind of taken a huge bulky thing like this, which it's still very useful for a lot of filmmakers. Often it's more for the bigger productions, maybe even filmmakers. I work in a studio, obviously not in my house. I'm in the studio right now, and I use this all the time. It's great, as well as the RodeCaster Duo. Now with the Rode Streamer X, I would use that at my house, for whatever stream setup I have. It's small, it's compact, it's easy, and it has everything in one. With this guy, obviously, there's going to be a whole lot more at my fingertips, on-demand type of features for this, which I really like, but obviously it's for a bigger production. So for a podcast, it would actually be quite nice. Now with the Rode Streamer X, you've only got one input. Let's say you want to have a friend on stream, you're going to have to get a second microphone, which it works, but you're not going to be able to put it into the Streamer X, which is why often this is a good option, or the RodeCaster Duo is an even better option. It's smaller than this, and you can actually have 2? Yeah, it's got 2 XLR inputs on the RodeCaster Duo, hence the Duo name. So now, do I think the Rode Streamer X is worth it? 100%. I love it. It's a great capture card with 4K, 30 frames per second that goes into your streaming software, which is your capture. Your pass-through, you can do 4K 60, I believe. All the info is on screen. Now, is the Rode Streamer X worth it? Personally, I think so. It cuts the cost significantly and reduces the amount of separate devices in order to make a full streaming setup. You get your audio and video in one. It's great. You have professional audio. Rode is a renowned producer of audio devices, whether it's microphones, soundboards, cables, whatever it might be. It's really great. The capture for the Streamer X is going to be 4K 30 frames per second, which is super nice. And then you can also get 2K at 60 frames per second or 1080p at 120 frames per second in case you want to slow things down. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think I know of any other capture card that can do 1080p at 120 frames per second. Pretty cool. So with all that said, let's take a look and see what this audio sounds like. Right now, you've been listening to the RodeCaster Duo, which is a fantastic device. It just has presets. You press the microphone you have, which I've got in that preset there, and it does all the sound treatment for you. Let's see what it looks like with the Rode Streamer X without even having to download the software. All right, so that's that. Microphone is going into the Stream software. This is what it sounds like. This is the RE20. Fantastic vocal microphone. It's a very expensive microphone, so you know that it's going to get good audio quality. I haven't done anything, no software downloaded, just plug and play, and this sounds really good. I'm going to increase its input. You can hear a bit of the room tone because there's no filters going on right now. It also might bounce up and down with the loudness of the audio just because there's no audio treatment. I can choose to mute it, and then obviously the video that's also going to mute my microphone. So this is what it sounds like without having to do any treatment. Now, I haven't downloaded software or anything, so if you're a person who just doesn't want to have to download any software, you don't have to. It works out just great. All right, so let's go ahead and download the Unify software, which is the software that helps you turn essentially the Rode Streamer X into its own device like the RodeCaster Duo or the RodeCaster Pro 2. I'm just going to go ahead and download it for Windows and just download it to wherever. Okay, so I've downloaded the Unify software and this is what it shows up. We've got channel assignment, which basically you can just add different virtual devices to your channels. We've got system, which is just your main computer audio. You've got your chat, so let's say Discord. You've got your music, game, which often you can just put whatever you want on there. Maybe you can rename it later. We'll take a look. We've got browser, so let's say your Chrome audio, we'll go through that. And you've got another virtual option. Let's say you are a video editor and you want to add all of your Adobe editing audio to that device, you can definitely do that. By the way, this is the first time I'm opening the software. I've been through so many different softwares like this, so it's pretty straightforward. I'll show you just how easy this Rode Unify software is. And I can say that pretty confidently, and I've never opened up the software before. So let me show you. It's very straightforward. So you've got your system audio here. You can choose how loud that'll be. Your chat, so let's say Discord. You want to generally keep the audio between this top part and this bottom part. But for example, let's say you want to just turn your chat down and just talk to your chat, turn Discord down, talk to your chat. You can just go ahead and turn them down, turn your team down, and you don't have to listen to them as loud. But maybe your chat still wants to hear Discord a little bit. You can do that or just completely mute them, whatever you want to do. So then you got your music, all of these are straightforward, virtual device. And then you've got your sounds. So let's say you want to play the sound. Now you want to turn the volume down. So how do you get your specific audio to go to these individual channels? Because by default, you won't get your Discord going into your chat. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. Let's say for music, we've got to have Spotify open while we do this. And I'm just going to minimize Spotify. So let's say we want to add our music to the music channel here. So we're going to click on this button up here. It's going to take us to our audio devices. And I think I have to be playing music. Now we can add this to the music output in Rode Unify. And then let's take a look here. If we increase the volume on Spotify. So there you go. Now you can see that the music is showing up in the audio channel here. So the same process goes for your game, your Discord. So that's how you add your audio to this software in Rode. So one other really neat feature here is that you can change what your stream hears versus what you hear and versus what your Discord hears. So for example, I'm on the stream tab right now. And so this is what the stream can hear. So let's say I'm going to have my team chat a little bit up. Let's say I want to take my gameplay down a little and I want to increase the music a little bit so chat can kind of jam out. But now let's say I want to play a bit more sweaty. I'm going to go to my headphones. Now I can adjust what my headphones will hear. It doesn't change what the chat's going to hear. So it'll tell you what my stream output is set to. Let's say I'm going to take my music down significantly, bring my game audio up. Let's say maybe I'm playing Valorant and I want to hear where my audio steps or my enemies step so I can hear their footsteps. I can do that. And this isn't going to affect chat at all. Next, let's go to chat. And this is actually going to be like my Discord. So I'm going to make sure that they can hear, well, I mean, you can make them hear anything really if you want to. You can let them hear your game, which it's not ideal. Your Discord isn't going to want to hear that. You can also let them hear your music if you want to. You can choose chat. They're going to hear themselves. It might be kind of funny. Other than that, you won't really mess with this that much. Now, cool thing is you can let your Discord hear what these sound effects are. So originally it might be off, but you can just turn it on and they can hear these sound effects that you press on that soundboard. So overall, a really helpful piece of gear, and the software just takes it even further, especially because you don't have those physical audio dials. You still have the knob to adjust your microphone input and your headphone output, so that's really nice. Other than that, you've got all of your sliders in the software, so that's pretty cool. It takes away the need for a RodeCaster Duo, RodeCaster Pro 2. It just makes everything cheaper and allows you to put your camera right into your software here. So if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and stick around. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.